So, I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at a giant head. So this was one of those figures I was like, I wanted to get, and then I didn't want to get, and then I wanted to get it, and then I didn't want to get it. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, in the end, I got it. This was on sale the other day for me. It's probably weeks ago for you guys now. Here's an alternate face. I'm just kind of opening up some of these little bags. So this was on sale the other day on TF Source. Now, TF Source is not a company I typically order from, as most of you guys know. Why is this crooked? I keep getting it straight, and then it seems to go crooked. So I typically don't order from TF Source if I don't have to. See, look. I mean, wasn't it just straight a second ago? I mean, I don't get it. Why is this looking crooked? But anyway, I don't typically order from TF Source because they have shit customer service, and they also have a tendency of overpricing their products. They sell they have a bigger selection than a lot of other places. So there's that. No argument on that part. But the problem is that a lot of the times a lot of times they're selling them on like eBay prices. So yeah, I don't typically like doing business with them because of that. But this guy was on sale for their customer appreciation week. Because he's $220 and he was at $180, so $40 off. So I was like, maybe. And then they also had Springer, who's also, I think, $220, and he was down to $120. So it's like I got both of them for $300 in total. So I was like, I could live with that purchase. So that's the only reason why I bought it. So he comes with a slew of accessories. So he's got extra wings here for the head. There's not much really to say about the head. It's a head. It's a little messy up on the top, but on top of a figure that's big enough to hold this, you're not going to really be looking at the top of the head. I have a hell of a time getting everything lined up. It's obnoxious. It's almost it has shades of the Perfect Effect Fort Max head. But the advantage about the Perfect Effect one is that it actually can attach to the G1 Fort Max. So, there's that. And this one, I believe, is just too big for that. Which makes sense, because it's a really large head. But, I mean, I don't have a Fort Max to put it on, so maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so he comes with the extra... Let's say I did something just now, and it's like all untabbed. It's starting to untab itself. So it comes with extra wings, so you can have either plain ones or these more sculpted detail ones. So that's a nice little bonus there. He also comes with these vents here. So rather than having just the plain smooth ones, you can have sculpted detailed ones, which actually looks pretty good. I won't lie. So let's see here. And I think you can just pull them off, right? Wow. Maybe not. There we go. Left. So this one will go here. Just kind of tab that in. This piece is what's getting in the way. So you can have like more detail on that if you want to. They don't make that easy to come off at all. There we go. Which is probably a good thing, so it's not just like falling apart on you. So you got that little bit more detail there. Let's see. How do we do the wings? I'm not gonna. There we go. It's just gonna come out this way. Whew. I don't know, which way should we do it? Like this or like this? We'll go this way. Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. There we go. Just gives it a little bit more character, I think. There we go. There. Now these pieces are off, and we can set those all off to the side. Let's see. Head looks great, though. I mean, I won't lie. It looks pretty good, except for this top bit here. And I have a hard time getting this piece here lined up. But, you know, hey, whatever. We can't win them all, can we? The faceplate does come off. And there is a battery piece here. So I don't know. I'm guessing something lights up. Or something or other. You can do like the screaming face if you want to do that. I'm more down with the stoic, especially for Fort Max. It's like, I don't know. I just always imagined Fort Max as more of a stoic character. But then again, my only real interaction with him is the G1 American cartoon. All right, so now I know this sword. You can slide that down, and then this will plug in here, and then that's how you attach it into the body, hypothetically. I don't have the body, so we can't really do that. And then this display base thing, I don't really know how it works. There's no real instructions on it. I think you just kind of set them up on there like that. Because I can't really find a place where this really locks in. I guess I could do some research and like actually figure out how to do this, but I really don't care either. So one thing I did find out is down here at the bottom you can put the sword in here. And you can put the gun in here. Just like this. I wonder. No, there's no real place for anything else. But so you can store the weapons here if you just want to have him in head mode. So yeah, all that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's set all this stuff off to the side, and then we're going to take a look at the little guy. So here is, according to the G1 cartoon, this is Spike. So head is on a little ball joint, painted pretty well for being as small as it is. Shoulders on a ball joint, hinge on the elbow, nothing at the waist. Ball peg for the thigh, very tight. Tight hinge for the knee, and then ball pegs for the feet. All of that's pretty tight except for this one elbow, which is just loosey. And then before we transform him, you can just pull the face plate off and you got stoic face, or you've got pretty much the same looking expression as the bigger head, depending on what you want to go with. So I'm going to go with stoic, I think, for now. And then to transform him, you just take the arms. The little tabs here will plug into these little slots here. Just like that. Like that. And then these two will tab into each other. And then you can fold this down, and there's little tabs here. They'll plug into the shoulders here and here. Nothing really new going on here. Pretty much your standard headmaster gimmick. I am curious on if you can... I doubt it, but... yeah, see, it's got these two little knobs here and here that help keep it connected, which is a good choice, but it won't connect into like Chrome Dome here. But I wonder if Chrome Dome's head will still somewhat fit into the big head. We'll look at that in a minute. See if the heads are interchangeable. So set that off to the side, and let's get this guy transformed. So the first thing you want to do is undo the legs, like this. Then you can undo the arms, like this, and fold them down. And then we want to take this piece here will come down, but it gets caught up on like everything. This is the most obnoxious part of this transformation, is this head piece here. So it comes down here and locks in. And then this piece here gets in the way of just about everything. So it's really hard to maneuver this thing and this thing at the same time. And what I found is you could actually just go like this and pull, so when it's not locked in, take this and you can just pull this out, and then do the same thing on the other side. You can just take the whole faceplate off, or the forehead plate off, and then you can kind of work on how you want to do it. So, dismantle your figure to make it work, right? And then you can pull the waist down, and then rotate all the way around. And then let's see, let's do the legs first, I suppose. So we want to... instructions suck, by the way. Pull this panel here up. This will rotate around, just like that. And then this will fold over like this, so that this can fold in. You can then pull this out first, and then take this metal piece here out, and then fold this in. Take this toe piece down, and then this piece will fold in. Come on. Just like that. And then this piece here folds out, right? Yeah. This is really hard to do. There's this little tiny flap that comes out to fill in this little gap here. Then this whole assembly can line up and close up just like this. Straighten out the leg, and then this metal piece will clip into this side piece here. Just like that. And then you can flip out this little heel spur, which he doesn't really need, but you can. Alright, and then we can rotate the leg around, straighten it out, and there is one leg done. Do the same thing over here. So fold this out, this comes out. This will rotate in this way. Don't try to go the other way because it gets caught up here, so it has to go this way. Down, in, flip out the foot, slide this out like this, rotate this in, And then this is the little flap here, so it just flip out the heel spur, rotate the leg around, straighten it out, and there you have the feet done. Now we rotate the camera up. And then we untab these sections here and here. This will come up, and what we want to do is collapse these in like that, and then this will fold up and collapse in like that. And then this is another little obnoxious part. You've got to fold this out so you can try and straighten out this hip flap piece like that. It's one of those, like, I think if I were doing this figure, the same exact figure, I think I would have just made this one piece going across and not have these things do anything at all. Just leave it blank. I'm sorry, but it's just not worth the effort. Because getting those things into configured for head mode is just the worst. And now they have to get out of the way. There we go. So they're on sliders too. It's just, there's nothing about them that are good. And then you can just collapse the torso. Fix anything that's untabbed while you're messing with it. And then we can flip out the hands. And there you have him in robot mode. And just to really check real quick, because I am curious, can we put kind of, not very well, but you kind of can. Had to check. And then we could just take the actual head, and that locks in, and there you go. And all in all, he's a pretty good looking bot. I gotta say. I mean, he's pretty plain looking, but he's pretty good looking. Posability wise, his head does swivel. It doesn't really get any up or down. It just swivels left and right. Ratcheted shoulders around and out to the side. Thigh swivel. Double bend elbow. Wrist swivels. I think it's actually got a hinge in there too. The fingers have 1, 2, 3 points of articulation in each finger. And they've done it in a way that it actually looks good. It's not so boxy as some of the other ones that they've done are. And then the thumb is on a ball joint and a hinge, so you get a pretty good range of motion out of that as well. All in all, hands are done pretty well. No complaints there. He does have an ab crunch that just feels a little on the loose side, but it does work. He's got a little bit of a waist swivel, not much. You pretty much get one click out of it. Hips. Let's see if you can get these things out of the way. Up to there. Back to there. Out to the side. There's a thigh swivel, and then there's that extra hinge in there for transformation. So if you need a little bit extra something or other, you can. This is not wanting to stay tabbed in. I don't like that at all. ratcheted knee, get you a pretty good range of motion there. I mean, not much more than what you could possibly need there, I'd say. Feet are on rockers, just a little bit, and a tilt. If you remove the heel spur, the tilt works a little bit better. And he's got such big back pieces here that it's pretty much like he's gonna stand whether you have the heel spurs on or not. And then let's see here. So he's got the sword, so you can just pull the handle out here like this, and then you take this out, and then you can plug that into his hand. He holds it just fine. Yeah, no real issues there. He also does come with this alternate hand. You just undo the ball peg, which is something I'm not going to do because I just don't want to stress the ball pegs unless I have to. And then this will slide into his hand like this, so it looks like he's pulling the sword. I think he just did a backflip. So it looks like he's pulled the sword, and then you could have this like holding onto the sword somehow or whatever. I don't get the reference, so I don't understand it. But I mean, it's something you could do, or I guess you could, have him holding the sword up like. Good Lord, straight up. Like, I have the power. You could do that if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but you could. You could. Alright. And then, last but not least, he also has a gun. Plug it into his hand. Wrap the fingers around. He holds it decently with the little peg in option, but it's going to be better when you wrap the hands around. And now he's ready. Ready to go. And then, let's see here, for size comparison, here he is with the MP44, about the same size. Definitely got more weight to him, so that's pretty nice. No real issues there. And then here he is with the Make Toys Headmasters. Their chrome dome. And a hard head. And so yeah, he looks pretty good with them. He looks a lot more plain than they do. But I mean, there's not really much you could do with just Cerebros. I mean, he's such a plain character. I mean, he just turns into a head. So it's like there's not anything that's going to be hanging off of him that's going to be like, oh, here's the wheels, here's the treads. It's like he doesn't have stuff like that. He's just a head, and the more bits of the head that hang off of him, the worse he's actually going to look. So yeah, I don't know. I think they did the best they could with him. Let's see here. Oh, last comparison, just because I have him here as well. Here he is with the Zeta Toys Fortress Maximus. So it's like my original plan was I was going to try and do Legends scale for combiners and stuff like that, but I'm not happy with it, so I'm done. I've sold a lot of it, so just kind of moving on. But yeah, it's like Marvel Comics wise, I believe this guy ends up being about this size. So it's like it still boils down to like which iteration of Fortress Maximus are we going with? Are we going with Marvel Comics near the end of G1's run? Or are we going with cartoon? And so if we go with cartoon, obviously this guy's going to fit better. So all in all, I think his transformation's a little fidgety. There's a couple pieces like those hip skirts that I wouldn't have included at all if I were to do this figure. Comes with enough little accessories that I think are cool, and I'm sure like this is cooler than the way I kind of paint it out to be, because it's just kind of a big piece of orange plastic to me. But I'm sure there's people out there that are like, but it does this, and it was from that one episode of the original Japanese cartoon, and I don't know. I just don't have a point of reference that makes it of any real interest to me. But all in all, I mean, I think he does what he's supposed to do really well. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I think, like I said, I think like these hip skirts are just like this little extra bit of obnoxiousness, and I think these little bits on the knees could hold in better. And like there should be a locker for this piece, so that's not wiggling around on me. It is kind of annoying, but it does work. So outside of that, I think he's a pretty solid figure. Cleans up pretty well. I don't have any real negative things to say about him. I think he's a pretty good figure, but I do think there's a couple little pieces that they could have ironed out a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good with the other headmasters. Pretty sharp figure. So yeah, I guess that's all I got.